Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is August 7th, and it is time for the market overview for the weekend. And we'll be looking at just the Dow, SPX, VIX, and TNA due to the NDE rich environment which we now live. And looking at the chart, it's not going to mean too much tonight because, nothing has changed. We still have the excessive separation, the wobble in the Dow, in the SPX, and Friday we had everything from a red continuation candle to a king hammer, and now we just have a hammery looking structure, which is not actually a proper hammer. In the VIX, we just have a doji. It's not even a hammery looking structure, really. But what do we have technically to look at? Well, we've been talking about this 14-day RSI moving average, and we were looking for a pop of the stochastic to go up to it, fail it, and just give us some kind of a pop for a bubble correction. We have not gotten that. The S&P downgraded after hours Friday, and we were waiting for overseas to open to see what kind of damage is going to be done. Right now it's at minus 225, which I'll just round down and say 11,200, which we were at intraday on Friday. Kind of interesting. I would have thought it would have been worse. Maybe we'll get a different reading once Euroland opens. Speaking of Euroland, the bankers have decided to buy everything and anything under the sun, trying to avert a disaster, and we'll see what kind of results that has. And we also may be having language from Bernanke later in this week about officially getting QE3 going. So very interesting, could be very volatile. Beyond that, on the Dow, let's say that it gaps down to 11,200, and we have another 200 points after that to reach another possible resistance level at 11K. If that were to happen in a straight line, these short-term moving averages will just be out of control. And the bubble correction necessary at that point, will be several hundred points. Maybe it does drop, and then they say, oh, it wasn't such a big deal, and then bring it back up for a bubble correction. I don't know. On the SPX, same thing. The support level is actually down here just below 1180, which we did meet intraday on Friday. If it breaks through that, then I suppose that we could be looking at 1050, maybe even 1025. So ugly. And that 14-day RSI still has room to move to the downside, unfortunately. Well, what about some targets beyond that? If we look at black box number one, I'm going to start off with the Dow. This is one of the reasons why I was thinking that we needed a bubble correction soon, was because we have left the minor trend, we've left the major trend, we've left the extreme trend. Atypically, when that happens, you should get a bounce back up to the upper part of the minor trend. But since we're probably going to gap down a few hundred points more and really be outside of the extreme trend, that's going to be extremely interesting. SPX, conversely, has left the minor and the major, but has not left the extreme yet. It did pierce it on Friday, but it has not left it. So unfortunately, normally these are, way out of bounds, and they give some sort of a target if you get an extreme move. Well, we've already got there, and so we don't have beyond prior resistance levels, potential resistance. They're not even proven. We don't have too much to work with until we go to the VIX, and the VIX is extreme trend up here. It's way the heck up here currently at 53. Not to say that it'll get there, but 53 on the extreme, and we have not left the minor or the major price trends yet, which is really interesting. This has, we could have a big scare and it goes way up there, and everything else just terrible. Now here is something really interesting and kind of crazy all at once, which is TNA. We have left the minor trend, we've left the major trend, and the extreme trend, for whatever reason, has decided that it's going to go way the heck down here into the 30s, and between 20 and 30. Absolutely crazy. So potentially, if there is some giant scare, if there is some nasty crash, there is the potential for the 20s, which does line up with the previous area support way down here at like 31. We have exceeded prior support, except for maybe this right here, which is going to be gapped in the morning. So just disgustingly ugly. And of course, the 14-day RSI moving average, lower than the Dow and the SPX, but still has room before getting oversold. So that's it for tonight. There isn't too much to say except be very careful, and just amazing. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This show and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.